Okay, so let's now introduce the steps. So as I said before, marketing includes not only the campaigns, but it includes the market research. So in my perspective, there's 3 steps, and this is what we teach at Smart Agent Consulting. So you have the idea. The very first one is the idea, and I think this is where the confusion starts. It's the first domino. And again, we talked about there's a lot of good companies out there. It's a lot of great intentions and marketing strategies, but they don't know what it takes to make it work in your industry. And under the idea, source new ideas for optimizing the marketing mix from a wide variety of sources. So you have to really understand the industry. Prioritize implementation of ideas with the highest probability of ROI. Basically what that is saying is that you don't just need to have one lure in your tackle box. You know, we talk about kind of fishing analogies a lot. You don't need to go out and just have one lure. You need to go out and have several, because if they're not biting on one, you need to throw another one. And they may start nibbling on that one, then throw the third one and you're going to get some bites. And that's why you got to have a mix. I don't really want to get lost in the weeds on this, but it is true. And here's the thing. There's no such thing as one thing that works. Look, I got this postcard at my agency, and it basically says, and I don't want to disclose who it is, because that's not the point of this, but it says, write more insurance policies. Okay? Give us a call. And then on the back, it says, want to know how to sell $80,000 in premiums from this process. Well, that may work, but here's the thing, it may not work. Okay? I'm not saying that's a bad campaign, but if that's your only lure and it doesn't work and you run out of cash, well then what are you going to do? So my point is that you need to have a way to track and measure these things, and we have that at Smart Agents. It's a marketing automation tool called Comet, and I love teaching this, I love implementing it, because you can create strategies and campaigns and basically start with the end in mind. You can track and measure. You need to have 2, 3, 4 things working at one point in time and have a good mix. Look, if you invest in anything, if you have kids and you invest in a college 529 plan, or you invest and you have mutual funds, they don't buy just one company. They have dozens of companies, because if one company doesn't do so well, hopefully they have 3 or 4 companies that do better. And they even have sectors within companies. It's no different in marketing. So idea, okay? That's the first one. You need to have a mix. Second one is the work, okay? This is really where a lot of people check out. And I'm just going to be honest with you. A lot of business owners in general, not just insurance agency owners, they like the idea of being successful. Doesn't mean they're bad people, but when it comes to doing the work, man, it sounds like a lot of work, Jimmy. Well, it is, you know? And to get anywhere in life, you're going to have to grind. It's just part of it. But here's the good news. If you grind it out, it becomes easier. It's like muscle memory. If I just got down and I just did 2 push-ups a day and tried to get stronger, I'm just going to get frustrated. But if I got down and did 100, man, I'm probably even going to be more frustrated, because I'm going to be sore for a few days or maybe even a week. But 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks down the road, man, I'm going to be doing 150. I may even do 200. And it's not a big deal. But you got to push through that part. And that's the grind. That's the work. So basically you need to manage the products and alter the marketing mix. This is the middle part. And you need to have different channels so you can automate these and know how to track and measure. Now I know that's a lot of words, so I really don't want to get lost there. But basically part 2 is just the work. Let's just agree on that. You have the idea, you filter down the ideas from 5, 10, however many they start, to 2, 3, 4. In the middle, that's where you actually implement them. That's where you either contact the vendor. That's where you make the marketing plan. That's where you go meet with the local community to get whatever promotion set up. That's where you go out and get in your car and start generating referrals. It's where you get on the phone and you either hire someone to telemarket it or you telemarket. That's where you design a postcard campaign. That's where you start writing the email copy for your marketing automation tool. That's where you just do the work. Now I'm going to leave you with the third part, and then we're going to wrap this up. Okay, the third part is the most fun for me, and that's the results. And here's all you got to know about the results. You have to have a system, you have to have a tool that can intake these results and put them in a dashboard for you. And obviously we have our tool. If you don't use ours, use someone else's. Use something though. Track it on a spreadsheet, track it on a legal pad. I don't care, just track it. Because here's where the magic happens. This is where a lot of insurance agency owners fail and miss it. Just like we talk about with those mutual fund companies. If they just let those stocks inside the mutual funds that are doing poorly keep doing poorly and they don't sell those, their funds will tank, the investors will get out, they'll be broke. Same with pharmaceutical companies. If a drug is not working in R&D, they don't keep it going. They scratch it and they go to the ones that are working and they move to the next idea. So the results, all you have to know is you have to have a system. You basically have to have a way to monitor the results through marketing metrics and get the feedback so you can start all over again with the idea. So 3 steps. Number 1 is the idea, number 2 is the work, and number 3 is the results. Track and measure your results, have an easy to use system with a dashboard so you can say, look, we did 4 marketing tactics. Yeah, that postcard, it did work. Okay, let's do more of it. Or that postcard didn't work. That email we wrote did work. Let's do more of it. Or it didn't work. Those referrals that we're getting, we're not closing them. How can we get better referrals? We'll talk about this in another video, but on personas and how to know who to market to get the proper referrals. So anyways, I hope that helped. We'll tie it all up in another video. But remember, the idea, the work, and the results.